Hi y'all, how are y'all doing today? Welcome back to my channel. I'm really glad to have you here with me. So if you wouldn't mind hitting the like button and sharing this to all of your different social media outlets, and also if you wouldn't mind telling your friends about the channel. And remember, you can always go over to my Facebook page, Mammy Murray's Musings, over there on Facebook. And you can message me. I'd love to hear from many of you. And also my email is in the description box. You can always reach me there also. And I'll also put a link to my Facebook page there. Well, today we're doing a little different recipe. I came across this recipe on the internet, and it was, I can't even remember how I came across it, but it was USDA Foods, and so I guess this is if you have limited supplies or something. I don't really know, but I thought, well, this is kind of different. And when I saw it had cream corn and cornmeal in it, my mind automatically thought, wow, I could turn that into a Mexican meatloaf. So that's what I'm going to do today. So if you'll want to go ahead and come along with me, we'll do that, and we'll see how it tastes, because I've never done this before. All right, so let me get my ground beef, and also need to get the cornmeal. I forgot to get those two things. I'll be right back with you. All right, what I want to do though before I start, I want to read you the original recipe. Okay, so it uses 1 pound of ground beef, one 15 to 16 ounce can of cream style corn, a half a cup of onion diced, 1 teaspoon of garlic finely chopped, a half a cup of cornmeal, 2 tablespoons of egg mix. Now I don't know what that is unless it's powdered eggs maybe. A half a cup of water, and then salt and pepper. It said a half teaspoon of each. And like I said, it's a different meatloaf. The first thing you're supposed to do is cook your ground beef, then drain off the grease. Then you're to add the cream style corn and the onion and garlic to it and cook that for 10 minutes. And this is on top of the stove. Then after you do that, you're supposed to add the cornmeal, the egg mix, the water, and salt and pepper. Then cook that for 15 minutes. Then you're supposed to shape it into a loaf, and it said put it in the oven. I did not write that down, but I think it said 375 for about 40 minutes. So like I said, that's really different. But I'm going to do it just completely different way. So you go ahead and come along with me, and we'll get it done. All right, so let's get started here. I have a pound of ground beef in here, and I think this is like the 80-20 maybe, something like that. All right, so I'm going to add a can of cream corn. This was called for, the ground beef, the cream corn. That was the original. And if you want that original recipe, or if you even ever want this one, you can ask me, hey, would you jot that down? And I'll gladly, give it to you, jot it down. I don't know, maybe I should. I just don't, or haven't made it a habit of always putting the recipe measurements in the, description box, because for the most part, I just kind of add as I go along. I don't really measure, but I mean, I can always kind of semi-figure things out. Okay. All right, so first we have a can of cream style corn, and this is, well, they've gotten even smaller. It says 14.75 ounce. I tell you, these things are getting smaller and smaller all of the time. But the price on them keeps going up and up. scrape it all out because groceries are so expensive. We cannot afford to waste any. Now I have my oven on 350 and I'm actually going to cook this in my toaster oven. Got my trash over there. So first I'm going to add the ingredients as listed. Then it has a half a cup of onion. Now I am only going to add about half of this. This here is about a cup. So I'll add that much. I just took an onion and chopped it up, and then I'll save this for something later. All right. Then next, a teaspoon of garlic finely chopped. All right. And I'm using this stuff here, this minced garlic you get in the store. So that's probably a little more than a teaspoon. Put a little bit of that juice in there. I love garlic. So let's go ahead for now and mix this up. You ever watch, if you're my age, you probably seen Justin Wilson cooking. He would always say you should mix and stir between every ingredient. That looked like a little big chunk of onion, but that's not going to hurt us any. All right, then next, the cornmeal. Now, I'm not going to put the water in it because the diced tomatoes has plenty of juice in there. And so I'm not going to do that. And plus, I am going to be adding some sour cream. All right, so then the next ingredient would be, and remember, you're supposed to take, after you cook the ground beef drained off, then you're supposed to put these other ingredients in it and then cook that on top of the stove with the ground beef for 10 minutes. And I need an egg. Hold on just a moment. One I forgot. Okay, then you're supposed to mix that egg mix and the cornmeal and mix it together with half a cup of water and then cook that with the ground beef mixture. Like I said, we're not doing that. So next we're going to add this about a half a cup. This is 2/3 cup measure and I just grabbed it and put some in it. Now, mine is a cornmeal mix, which means it has some flour in it also. It's not straight cornmeal, but that's all I had. Then we'll add an egg. We'll add some pepper. I am not going to put salt because that's self-rising cornmeal mix and it has salt in it. The tomatoes and green peppers, or as we call it, rotel, you know, it's going to have some salt. I'm putting cheese, that's going to have some salt, sour cream, all of that's going to have some salt. Now we'll go ahead and mix that together. And then the rest of the ingredients, I'll show you what I'm adding in to make it kind of Mexican. See that so far? All right. Now, next I am going to add in, this is a green pepper that I chopped. It was small kind of green pepper. So that's probably about maybe a half a cup, but just a green pepper. And then I had one little jalapeno pepper I need to use up. So I seeded it and put that in here too. And you could leave the seeds in if you want. And sometimes I do, but since it's kind of late now that I'm cooking this later than normal, I didn't want to to be eating the seeds this time of night. All right, then next I am going to add some shredded cheddar cheese, and this is probably half, 3/4 of a cup. I just got a big bag in the freezer, and I just got some out of it. I didn't even really measure. All of that out. Next, I'll add some Rotel, just one of these little 10-ounce cans. Get all of that out of there. Trash. Then I need to put that lid back on this garlic before I forget to do that. I mean, I know I'll remember once I put it up. Then I have here, I think it's like a couple of tablespoons of sour cream. I just took the spoon I had and dipped some out and put it in there. But it looked like it was about a couple of tablespoons. Okay. Next, if you had taco seasoning, you could, I would say maybe a half pack to a pack, depending on how much you want. I am going to use, gonna have just like a little regular cereal spoon, which is usually a little over a teaspoon. So I'm going to kind of heat that up a little. So it'll probably be 2 teaspoons, just hair more. 2 teaspoons to a tablespoon maybe. And that is just your preference. And then the same thing with some cumin. I heat it up a little. I think that's good. Then we're just going to mix this. And we can actually even get in there with our hands and mix it up good. But I want to first just get in here and do this. I'll be back with you after I'm finished with that. All right, y'all, I'm back. You know, this is, even though it's pound of ground beef with everything we put in it there. Well, my goodness, I haven't taken these dishes to the sink yet that I emptied, and I just grabbed my towel here and they kind of knocked them all off. But this towel is kind of an old towel and has string attachments, bringing my pepper shaker along with it. Oh well. But that's a lot, and I was going to put it in this pan, but I'm really going to have to pack it in there. So I decided to go with this bundt pan. Look at this bundt pan. It looks practically brand new. You know, it's Pampered Chef, and as you use them, they get darker. Well, I got this at a yard sale here a while back when I was at my daughter's in Tennessee. And I got this for $1 at a yard sale, and I just cannot believe that. And because I normally, unless one of my children are having a Pampered Chef party, and to be nice, I'll buy something from them. But normally, I'm just too cheap to spend the money. And a lot of people, and they do have good products, but most products I get are ones I get from a yard sale, a thrift store, or something like that, you know, the more expensive ones. Okay, and like I said, the oven's already heating to 350. I'm going to put all this mixture in there. And after it cooks, we'll see what it tastes like. I'm going to start out at 45 minutes, but I am saying at 350, it might take about an hour. So I'll check it at 45 minutes. My toaster oven tends to cook a little faster, and actually in that, I do lower my temperature. Like in my toaster oven, I'm only going to have it at 3. Whoops, I'm sorry, I'm knocking you over here. I was looking for my spatula. And I'm still knocking you over. It must have fallen to the ground. There we go. Sorry about that, y'all. when I was getting my towel. I knew something crashed to the ground. That was probably it. But anyway, I told y'all 350 because that's what I would cook it at in a regular oven. But since that, like I said, that tends to cook a little fast. The heat, I need to always lower about 15 degrees or so. All right. Set that there. Come straighten all of this out. Smooth it all out and make it even. Now I'll tell you what I'm going to do. About 30 minutes into this, I'm going to take this and pour as much of the grease off as I can without disturbing. I would normally put this on one of those, you know, pans that has the holes on top and the tray underneath. I think it's called a broiler pan to cook this. Let me turn you up here a minute. But that will not, the one I have will not fit in my toaster oven. So about halfway through, I'm going to take it and just try to pour off as much of the grease that I can. All right, I'll be back with y'all when it's finished. All right, y'all, let me tell you what happened. I videoed it as soon as I had it out of the oven, and apparently I didn't hit the record button good enough, and it did not actually record as I thought it was. And I even took a taste test, so now I'm going to do that all over. But to say what I had said was, it's very moist, which I figured it was going to be. So it's either I'm going to have to let it sit and get cold, and then I could invert it. But I decided just go ahead and, for now, to go ahead and just take some out to eat, because it's already 7 o'clock and I normally do not eat near this late. So that's what I'm going to do. And so I will do a little taste test and just tell you again what I said a while ago. It didn't get recorded. Oh, okay. And I think what I would probably do next time is I would probably go ahead and drain off the juice of the rotel, and that would take some that extra liquid away. So that's what I would do. And I'll tell you, I am gonna make this again. That's good. Now, I think I would also, next time, I would cut down on the cumin a little. I love cumin, and it's just a little bit more than what I actually care for in it right now. So, it's got just a little bit, the flavor of the cumin is kind of strong, so I would make sure I only put like just a regular teaspoon in it. And then I have some fresh green beans that I made. I snapped them and ate them today, cooked them today with some bacon. So that's my supper. Can you see all that? So listen, y'all have a wonderful evening. And before I go, there's something I would like to talk about. And no, I think I'll wait on that. Never mind, I'll wait on that one. But listen, y'all have a wonderful evening. And remember to always season your cooking with love. I think I'm going to make maybe another video or a little short about what I had on my mind to talk about, and I may do that tomorrow or something. All right, listen, y'all have a wonderful evening. Thank you.